Hello and welcome to this month's vlog. In this month's vlog I'm going to be telling you guys my top 5 recommendations of books to read as a filmmaker. First off is Cinematography by Blaine Brown. This book is a step-by-step guide to cinematography in practice and in theory. And I needed this because I am really bad at cinematography. I am not a cinematographer or a camera operator or gaffer or anything to do with lighting or camera. But I feel like it's something filmmakers should know, especially someone who works in the edit, because I am constantly matching up shots for lighting and composition, so it's something I do use. It's just something that it never interested me when I was in class, so when I got to the edit I just kind of take it at face value, but after reading this I now understand it more, and on the rare occasion I'm actually on the film set, then I understand what's being said around me. Next up is Beginning Theory by Peter Barry. I bought this book when I was studying English at degree level, and when I was getting rid of my books to come to UCA as a film student, I kept it because it was interesting and I felt like it would be useful, and it is. It is all your basics on all your classic essay theories such as postmodernism and feminism on screen, and whilst this is primarily in literature, it's so useful and it just gives you a broader idea of what's happening. Like, you don't really quote this book in your essays, but it's a good starting point for any essay you're writing. And the best review I ever read of this book was, "It's as if your granddad is explaining things to you in a really gentle and calming way." And that is exactly how I believe this book is. Now we have Screen Language by Cherry Potter. I knew practically nothing in first year about film, and I didn't know how to read a film. And you have to watch a film, but reading a film is a completely different thing. So reading this and going through step-by-step, like, detailed analysis of scenes from movies, it was as if I'd been introduced to another world. So when I said there's 5 recommendations, there's actually about 7, but they work together, I promise. For instance, these 2, I always use together. I never use these books on their own. First off, we have Sound Design by David Sonjin. This is a sound design within cinema, and it got me through my sound specialism. It's one of my all-time favorite books, and it tells you everything from how to plan out a soundscape, how to plan out a sound piece, how to record it, what's the science, the technical side of it, what the audience reaction is going to be, in what area should you show the sound, should it be in a big room, should it be in a small room. It's just, I love it so much. And then once I've got my ideas planned out with this book, I move on to The Sound Effects Bible by Rick Vyers. And it's exactly what it says it is. It's the technical Bible to any sound effects maker. And it literally gives you a step-by-step guide of how to make everything from a gunshot to Debris to the sound of someone punching another person. Side note, you punch meat. Pretty obvious one, but gunshot, you've got to read up on it before you actually go out and do it. Finally, this is In the Blink of an Eye by Walter Murch. This is one of the best books I have ever read on film editing, and I've read a lot on film editing. Walter Murch is one of the all-time best film editors the world has ever seen, and this is his step-by-step guide to film editing, and just explaining why he made the decisions he did within film. And knowing that just makes watching the films he's edited even more amazing. And that's why I also recommend First Cut by Gabriella Oldham. And this is just a book of conversations with film editors. And I love books like this because whilst I appreciate academic writing, I like hearing it from the horse's mouth. And a lot of the time when you're writing academic texts, you change things to sound smarter, or at least I do anyway. These interviews are pretty raw. They don't try to make themselves sound smarter, they just are smart already. And I do this, I find books like this for anything I do. For instance, a lot on sound designers, film editors, cinematographers. Finding anything that's in conversation with tends to be so much more fascinating for me, which is why my top 5 recommendations actually turned out to be 7, but there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.